Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you may be in the world. I am your host, Daniel Carmack. First, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Um, the other day, guys, on Saturday, we started a new series, eight provocative, excuse me, eight provocative openers to get your prospects to consume your content. Keep your eyes glued and keep their ears perked up, right? So basically, these are eight openers that you can use in different formats. If it's through email, if it's through ads, live, in person, P2P, just ways to get your audience to pay attention and look at what you're doing. So tonight we are going to cover number 4 and number 5. Okay. On Saturday, we talked about 1 through 3, which number 1 was controversy. Number 2 was the big juicy promise. And number 3 was imagine, taking everybody to fantasy land, getting them out of their current state. Okay. So, as always, guys, as you're jumping on, make sure you let me know where you're coming in from. If you are watching this on a replay, make sure you drop a hashtag replay down in the comments. And if you're brand new, this is the first time we were meeting each other, make sure that you click up in the upper right corner to set your notifications. So that way you're notified every time I go live. I try to get out here for you guys at least 3 to 4 times a week, provide value, things that are working for me in my business, tips, tricks, techniques, and strategies just to help you progress. Okay. So with that being said, guys, let's get into tonight's content. We are going to talk about number 4, which number 4 is leading with a question. Okay. And this can be done in just general conversation, and even if you think about it, getting someone to engage with you just by asking them, how are you? How was your day? If you're coming back to work over after the weekend, how was your weekend? What did you guys get into? That gives your audience time to kind of think and ponder on what's going on. And it also, it gives them time to talk about themselves, right? It gives them time to be heard by you, and it also, it radiates a lot with an individual when, you are concerned with their well-being, right? So that's just kind of the groundwork behind, asking a question. In your advertising and growing your business, and especially if you're doing this in person to person, at a presentation, a question gets a person's brain thinking, right? Because we naturally feel like there is a right answer. Although, it may be a rhetorical question, but our brains are just naturally wired to think or, try to figure out the right answer. So that sparks their imagination. It gets their brain woken up and gets them moving, gets their wheels spinning. So just some examples of questions that kind of provoke that thought process is something like, what if we're thinking of SEOs all the wrong way? And if you don't know, SEO, search engine optimization, right? So we've kind of naturally grown to feel that Google and Bing and those things, they work in a particular manner. So by asking that question, it's kind of, you're kind of tapping into controversy and question together, So what if we're thinking about SEOs all wrong? Now people are like, they're running a mile a minute, and they're going to naturally kind of gravitate and want to know more about what that is, just because we have grown as society in this, inherent knowledge of how SEO works, right? And just to give you a few more examples, some of the favorites that I picked out from the attraction marketing blogs and things that I've used in the past is how pure is your beer, right? So we're naturally like, oh, what is this about, right? One of my, real favorites is, do you stink at pooping, right? So, it just kind of, it takes it, again, just like imagine, it takes them out of their current state. It gets their brain working, and naturally makes them search for an answer, even if it's a goofy question like, do you stink at pooping, right? And another example is what are weight loss programs really selling you? So depending on your target market, who it is, your audience, and who it is that you're looking to engage with, setting up the question as an opener will get them involved and keep them tuned to what you're doing. All right. Number 5 is using the half sentence. Okay. This again kind of plays in with the question. It naturally sparks interest. One example that I really like is setting this up. Now, if you can imagine this in your mind, right? Like thinking about it in text copy, pop quiz, semicolon, one space. What is the best way to, I'm sorry, let me back up. So pop quiz, right? What is the best way to begin your presentation, right? Our brains are naturally geared to want to, like we have to have that question answered, right? We want to know what the question is. What is the follow-on to the pop quiz? It's just the way that we're wired inherently, right? So setting your email up, the subject line, or setting up your ad, a post that you're doing on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, it's naturally going to, like, their eyes are naturally going to move down the page as they come upon that, right? So setting it up, explain to me, ... right? And then you have a sentence down there. What is the most successful thing about your business? It's naturally going to, or if you could change anything, right? Next line, what would you improve about your business? It's just the way that our mind works and the way that our brain functions is we're naturally going to, move down to that next line as we're engaged with the beginning piece. Okay. So I know this is, a short clip, guys. I wanted to make sure to keep it short and sweet tonight. So number 1, controversy, right? Openers. Number 2, the big juicy promise. Number 3 is imagine, taking your audience, your prospect to fantasy land, getting them out of their current position. Hey, Bridget, thanks for joining me tonight. Number 4 is question, right? So kind of setting it up with a question. And then number 5 is using the half sentence. Pop quiz. What is the best way to prepare for a presentation? Okay, so those are step number 5. Tomorrow night, we're going to cover 6 through 8. So make sure that you set your, we should be back here at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you set your notifications. Make sure that you set a calendar reminder, whatever the case is. I'll have a post to remind everybody. And if there's things like this, if you're enjoying this type of content and you want to get more stuff faster, click on the link below, get your free boot camp, and I will see you guys tomorrow. As always, guys, take care, be safe, live life, and remember that we create our own freedom. Bye for now.